And so yeah, it's just kind of a weird time on a Saturday, but hey, we got to do what we got to do when we have time. So we're here doing it. So today I'm going to, sorry, got a lot of noises going on. And the washer machine's running in the background. Just bear with me. Hold on a second. I'm going to pull up, make sure this is doing what it's supposed to do. Make sure this is doing what it's supposed to do. Okay, we are twisted. Let me see. Let me see. Where is it? I don't want to flip, but I want it to be the other way. Hold up. Hang with me. All right, let's see if y'all can see. There's like a lot going on. Hold on. Oh my goodness. Okay, I don't really want you to like have to look at all my crap here, but that's what you're getting, I guess. Hold that thought, y'all. Okay. Oh, geez. Well, I'm just wrecking everything. Legit. Hey. All right, I'm trying to see if I can see the chatty chat. I can see it. Let's go. All right, guys. So this is what I'm hoping to make today. I'm going to make this little guy right here, which is like a little wall hanging that I make with finger knitting. So we're going to work on that. I really wish that I could do this other direction, but this is what we got. So we're rolling with it. Okay, so to make this, you are going to need some yarn, which I have this ginormous yarn. This is from Hobby Lobby, and I'm trying to think. I think this is a number 5. So it's a bulky, but it's not the hugest one that they have. I'm trying to think what the name of this one is, and I cannot think of it. The biggest one they have, I think, is Eternal Bliss, and that one doesn't work up. If you use that one, I mean, it'll work, but it will not look quite as will not look quite the same. But anyway, so you need that yarn. One skein is definitely enough. I will not use the whole skein. You need something to mount it on, and I just like to use random sticks that I find in the yard. That'll be my hanger. And then you need, if you want, some kind of yarn for the fringe, which today I think I'm going to use some of this fur, and then I'm also going to probably work in some of this like rando scraps that I have. So I always tend to have a lot of scraps. So the cool thing about finger knitting or hand knitting, whichever you want to call it, is you do not need any tools. You don't need a crochet hook. You don't need anything like that. You just literally need your hands and the yarn. All right, so we are going to do, let me move this a little bit so I can see a bit better. Okay. That's really not that lovely to look at. Hold on a second. Let me see if that's any better. Oh, I just closed myself out. What in goodness gracious, y'all. It is so obviously the weekend. Let's just say that. It's like apparently my brain does not work. Which, I mean, it really doesn't work all that great on a regular day. Okay, let me go back. I'm just looking in my thing and I'm getting an ad. That's so funny. So that's kind of funny. Let's skip it. I don't need to see an ad. I just want to see. Okay, here we go. So to start off, you are going to take your yarn. You're putting nail polish on me? Let's go. I have some like random half nail polish on. So first thing we're going to do is start off with a slip knot. So what I like to do is I like to make my little U shape, and then I flip to make this loop. Then I reach through the loop, and I'm going to pull through my working yarn, which is the yarn that's still attached to the ball of yarn, right? So I'm going to pull that through to get this little loop, and then I'm going to pull on the tail to tighten it up, and then I'll pull on the working yarn to make it smaller, because I want my loop to be smaller to start with. All right, so we've got our slip knot to start. Bam. All right, we're going to just reach through that slip knot, grab the working yarn, and pull it through. And that is going to make our first foundation chain, basically. I'm going to do that. I think I did 8 times, so we're going to do that 8 times. Sorry about the washing machine in the back. I could have sworn that thing was done. Okay, there it goes. So I'm going to reach through, grab the working yarn, and pull it through. So that means 1, 2. Reach through for the third. Reach through and pull up 4. And 5. Reach through for 6. 7. 8. Let's see. Take a peek at them. Yeah, I think I did 9. It might have been 8, but we'll do 9. This is a super flexible thing that I'm doing here. Okay, so if you wanted your piece to be wider, you would just keep going. Just add however many chains you want it to be until you get to the width that you want. This is going to be the width of your piece. I made mine initially a little like this, sort of more of a narrow piece, but you could make it way bigger. Truthfully, you could make this a blanket if you wanted to out of this yarn. You would just need a lot more skeins of yarn, and you would need to just continue on right now until you got to the width that you wanted to be for a blanket. So this is the super versatile moment. But for us, for today's purposes, we're just going to be doing a wall hanging, so we're going to stop at 9. Okay, so now that we've got our foundation, we are going to start working back and forth, right? Until we get to the length of the piece that we want. So for the first stitch, and only on this first row, we're going to leave this little guy right here, this last one we just worked, we're going to leave it open. Can you see it okay? I think you can. Okay, and we're going to go into this next loop that's available. So see how this one comes out of here, right? So we're going to leave that open, and we're going to go to this next loop that's open. This one belongs to this. So the next open loop, we're going to reach through just the top piece, grab our yarn, and pull up this loop. So now at this point, it looks like there's two loops. This is the one we left open, and here's the new one we just made. Okay, we're going to go to the next open loop, which is right here, and we're going to pull through, grab the yarn and pull it through to make another loop. And we're just going to work down the line like that, pulling up loops until we get to the end. Okay. All right. Okay, and this is our last one. So I'm going to pull that up. At the ends, I like my loops to be a little bit smaller because it makes the end of the piece look neater. When you're done with it, it will just look a lot nicer. Sorry, I'm just checking something on my computer real quick, and I keep forgetting that it's not a touch screen, and I'm used to the one I use at school, which is too funny. But so I keep trying to touch it, and there's no touch screen. All right, so we're gonna, like I said, continue working back and forth until we get to the length of the piece that we want. Okay, so to go back this direction, we're literally going to just reach through the stitch that we just made, grab our working yarn and pull up a loop. Like I said, I keep them a little smaller on the edges to keep a nice even edge, a nice clean edge. Next one, this is our next open loop. We're just going to reach through there, grab our yarn and pull it through. And we're just going to, again, go down the line, pulling through each loop until we get to the very end. And on this row, the one that we left open on the very first row, we're going to work into that one. And we're going to keep that, again, small on the side. So there, we just did another row. Easy peasy. Now we're going to work back the other way. So what do? We just reach through the one we just created and pull up another loop. There we go. Next one. Just reaching through and pulling up. Do it faster. Is that sarcasm? Or do you want me to speed run it? Perhaps you're 2 years old. All right, there we go. Okay, going back the other way. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Legit, just working back and forth, doing the same thing. Makes it super easy. Okay, youngin', I'll get to speed running that for you right away. All right, here we go. Going back the other way. All right. I think you just have ADHD. You have maybe a little difficulty focusing or paying attention. So you got to have it fast. Is that how it is? There we go. Yeah, you do sound 2 years old, as a matter of fact. We want to get technical. All right. Keep working, guys. Could not be an easier project, honestly. All right, maybe it could be, but still. So what everybody doing on this lovely Saturday? It's like a weird time of the day. I really need to do lives at night, but I don't know. It's just always so chaotic in the evening time. You know what I think is a bummer though? That I can't like have any music playing because if I do, I'll get like copyright strikes. Just, I mean, I understand, but I mean, I'm not trying to like, I just want to listen to some music. You know what I'm saying? I could just randomly sing something. Oh my God. Ah, I do like to sing quite a bit, actually. All right, we're going back the other way. This yarn is so, so soft. Honestly, this yarn would make an epic blanket, but it's not as heavy, it's not as bulky as the yarn I usually use for blankets. If you guys have seen any of my other ones, any of my other videos, like where I make that big blanket, I use a super jumbo, like number 6. It's super thick, so it works up wicked fast. But this yarn is like so delicious. It's really good. It's incredibly soft. Hey, hey. It's incredibly soft, and like this yarn would really make a great blanket. It would make an awesome scarf. And I want to try making a hat with this particular yarn with finger knit, because I actually tried it with my other yarn with the big one, and it makes the most redonkulous looking thing. It's so huge. Like it makes the bulkiest hat ever, that it is kind of hysterical looking. I think this particular yarn would probably make a better hat. So I might have to do that and show y'all how to do it. But let's see, we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're about 8 rows up. And let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Probably need to do about 14 or 15 rows, and we're about 8 rows up. So like I said, we're just going to keep working back and forth. So let's just keep on going. Let's just keep on going. All right. Whew. Okay. Another thing to think about when you're doing these, when you're working on finger knitting or hand knitting, whatever you want to call it, is that you need to think about consistency in your stitches and like the size of your stitches. Because that will give you a much neater looking piece. It's going to give you obviously a much more consistent looking stitch if your loops are staying consistent. And I really feel like it's just a practice, or it's just like a feel thing. I mean, visually you can see when your loops are pretty consistent. Just by looking at it, obviously by the size, right? And if you happen to, oh gosh, my back. You know, I mean, the beauty of it is if you don't like the stitch that's a couple stitches back, like let's say I'm going through and I make this one huge stitch, right? And I keep going, is I can just pull stitches out. It's easy to just pull your stitches out and start over again. So mistakes are fairly easy to fix. Some mistakes are harder, of course, but typically we can do it. Another cool thing you could do is you could do some stripes, add some different colors in, because this yarn does have quite a few color variations that you could work with. So nothing like like a rainbow would be super cute. I just tend to like always be drawn to neutrals for some reason. I don't know. I do the same thing with my clothing, honestly. Even when I think I'm gonna like try to buy some stuff that's brighter. Nah. Always ends up being black and neutral colors. All right. That one's a little bit loose. So as we're working here, you can see how this looks like more like a knit. Mostly I do a lot of crochet on here, but I've been doing some finger knitting more. Actually, I had to sort of take a pretty good cut back on crocheting because my wrists have been bothering me so bad. So I've been doing some other things. I've been drawing a lot and I've been working on the finger knitting. It's just a little less taxing on my wrists. So let's just see how many we got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we're about the same length where I have my other piece. So unless you wanted yours to be longer, which you surely could. If you did, you would just keep going as long as you wanted. Like if you wanted a scarf, you could just keep going and going and going until you got it to a length that you liked. Or even like a what am I thinking? Like a cowl. You could make it long enough to just fit over your head and then just finish it off. But for right now, we are going to do this last row and then I'm going to show you how I attach it onto my hanger, which is my just a random stick I've got out of the yard. Okay, so to finish it off, we're going to reach through our stitch, pull up the loop, right? Okay. Now we're going to go on to the next one. Again, reach through and pull up a loop. But on this time, after we've pulled up that loop, we're going to feed it through the first loop and we're going to pull up, right? So that it is ready for the next one. This is binding it off. So I'm going to reach through, pull up a loop, then I'm going to feed it into the one that was just before it. Pull it up enough so that it has room to feed over the next, okay? Reach through the next loop and pull up a loop. Feed that through the prior one. And we're just going to work like that across to bind off our piece. Okay, reach through, pull up a loop, feed it through. And sort of pull it over and get it ready for the next one. Reach through, pull up a loop, feed it through. Okay, reach through, pull up a loop, feed it through. Last one, pull up that loop, feed it through. All right, now I'm going to pull out several feet, probably, of yarn from my skein. I'm just going to snap it. Okay. And I've still got this last loop that I was working with, right? Ooh, somebody's got their motorcycle going. I'm going to reach through there, grab my working yarn. I'm going to pull it all the way through, pull the tail all the way through, and pull on that to create the knot at the end. Okay? Easy work. All right, then I'm going to grab whatever stick I think is cool. I like this one, but I really like this one and all of the weird like lichens and stuff on it. So we're going to use that one. Maybe we're going to use it with these little guys. No, I like it the other way. Okay. This is like the easiest thing ever. Okay. I'm just going to wrap around once. Strike that. Okay. I'm wrapping around, but I kind of need a hook. I can use my fingers. I'm going to reach through the top stitch, right? I'm going to feed the yarn through. Hey, hey. And I'm pulling all the way through. Okay. Oh, okay. Well, that was interesting. Let's try again. Let us remount. Oh God, that sounded bad. Holy crap, bro. Somebody's zooming down the road. All right, time out, time out. Chaos. Chaos is currently happening. Hold that thought, everybody. Okay. What in the heck is my phone doing now? Okay. Oh my heavens. All right, let's see if my... Can it hold? Goodness, y'all. Let's move. Wow. My tripod is having an absolute cow right now. Wow, that was chaotic. Oh my heavens. All right, let's see if I can get it to work. My goodness. And my dog is barking. All right, let's see if we can get collected. Holy crap. Dog is barking. Things are falling everywhere. Typical Saturday. All right. I think we might be okay. All right, so I've pulled that yarn through, right? I went under the stitch. Now I'm going to feed it over the top of the twig. I'm going to reach through this top stitch, grab that yarn and pull it through. I'm just weaving. If I had my, I don't have it, it's in the other room, but a tapestry needle, that would be really handy for right now. Okay, and we're just going to weave it back over, go through the top of the stitch, pull our yarn through, pull the tail all the way through, wrap over, and do it again. I'm just going to go across the whole top to get this set up. There is no telling if my tripod's going to hold. It could crash and burn at any moment. It's okay. It's like a jump scare for you guys. Speaking of a jump scare. Oh my heavens. Wow. I've legit just does not want to cooperate. All right, time out. I'm going to lower you guys down. Oh my goodness. I'm about to give, guys. All right, cool. Dog's barking. Okay. So here we are still at the top of this piece, and we are still weaving our way around the top. Reaching through that top and feeding our yarn through. We're going to get it done. Wrapping around. All right. I can't believe how stubborn my tripod is being right now. Oh my goodness. Did you ever feel like just like screaming some days? I just want to go in my room and scream. My daughter would be like, just do it, Mom. The rare occasion that she's not here. She's not here to tell me to just do it. All right. All right. So we got that. We're going to wrap around the end. Then we're going to come across and give ourselves some, however much space we want to hang, like however much leeway we want. Then on the other side, we're just going to wrap around. Okay, I'm going to flip it over. And I'm going to feed the yarn under one of the first stitches. I'm just trying to tie a knot back here so that everything stays where it needs to stay. Okay. So I have knotted that. Then I'm going to just weave the tail, which do not need this much tail, but we'll just weave a little bit in and under some of the stitches here on the back of the work. So that it stays nice and neat. Okay, once we got that woven in under a couple of stitches, I'm just going to snap it. Actually, wait, I do have some scissors. Totally forgot I had them. Okay. While I'm back here on the back end, I'm going to go ahead and weave in this bottom piece. That was from, the very start of the project when we left a little tail. And I'm just going to weave that under some of the stitches back here as well to hide the tail. All right. Doesn't have to be perfect because obviously this part's going to be up against the wall, so we don't really have to worry about it that much. All right, so now we have our hanging and it has its hanger. Can you see? Right, okay. So we're gonna go ahead and move on to adding some fringies on there. So I'm at the bottom of this piece and I think I'm gonna try some of this fur yarn and see what that looks like. So I'm just gonna cut a kind of probably about a 2-foot piece. Right. And then I'm going to add in some other textures to my fringe. And maybe one of a little bit lighter color. So I'm just going to cut out some equal pieces. And maybe this one. This one's kind of a cool looking yarn, so we'll use that one too. And like I said, this is just like scraps that I have. Like you could, of course, if you're going to do one of these, pick out some fun matching or contrasting yarns. Kind of depends on what your kind of vibe you want to go with. And once I have those, I'm going to fold them in half. Okay, I'm going to come down here to my bottom stitches. I'm going to see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 basically stitches across the bottom. So I'm going to be making a set of these fringe for each one of those pieces. So I'm going to, let's see, I'm gonna, how do I want to do it? Do I want the knot to be in the front or the back? I can never remember. I like it when this piece is at the front. Okay, so I'm going to reach through this stitch and pull all of these ends through and then pull it tight to get my fringe. Ooh, and that fringe looks super cute. I love it. Okay. So we're just going to repeat that for all 8 of them, right? So you can, of course, prepare all of your fringy pieces at once. However you want to do it. You could cut them all or cut them one by one, like one for each stitch, one by one. I already forget how many of those particular yarn I used. I think I used 2 of each. So let's do that. And I'll do the next one and show you what that looks like, but I will probably let you continue on without me. Take them all again, fold them in half, and I'm going to put hold my loop on this side, and I'm going to reach through the stitch that I want to be putting this into. I'm going to reach through there and grab both ends of my fringe, pull it all through. So I'm just left the loop up front and then pull that snug. Oh, cute. Love it. Oh gosh, I love it with the fur. It's interesting. It gives it such great texture. Texture. So I have had some folks ask for how to make baskets using the finger knitting and how to do, let's see, what was another one? Baskets has been requested. Hats have been requested. Oh, slippers. That one, shoot, I don't know about that one. I'm sure that there is a way to do it. But when I do my videos, I like to create my own patterns. I don't want to be showing you how to do something that someone else created, if you get my drift, because that is just not cool to the other creators. So I like to make sure it's something that is my original. So I'm going to have to figure out how to make a pair of slippers before I can show y'all how to make a pair of slippers. So that's kind of on my list of things to learn how to do. Slippers, which I've made crochet slippers before plenty of times, but I have never done that with finger knitting. So that is a new one. Let's see. A couple other things that have been requested was like a snood. That would be cool. So there's tons of stuff to make. Just like I have to make time to create the things and then create the videos. Whew. Time seems like few and far between, honestly. I'm also taking some master's courses this year to get my master's degree so I can move on to some real teaching, since I'm just a paraprofessional at this point. And that is, of course, taking a ton of my time. And then, I'm a mom, and there's just always so much going on. So, but there are definitely projects that I know some folks would like to see, and that is something that I would like to do for y'all. Also, I really want to do some drawing lives. I don't know, I think people enjoy that quite a bit. It seems kind of just relaxed. So I definitely would like to do that again. I actually did a pretty cool drawing. It's not complete, but I'll share it with you guys before I leave. And feel free to leave a comment of what you'd like to see me create or what you'd like to know how to create with finger knitting or crochet. I still can do some crochet even though I can't do a ton because of my wrist, but I can still do some. So I can still, like, every once in a while I might create a pattern or do a tutorial. I just can't do as much as I used to, which is so sad. Y'all, I used to crochet constantly. But that is no longer a possibility. Where'd my other yarn go? Oh, there it is. I lost the end of there. All right, I'm just going to show you one more fringe and you'll get the gist of what it looks like. And I'll go hang it up on the wall so y'all can see kind of the vibe of the piece. And if you want to make one, it's definitely an easy project and pretty quick. So I'll be able to complete this. I would be able to complete this during this live. If I continued on with the fringe, what I got like 3 more after this. So I would need like maybe another 10 minutes. So under an hour, or in about an hour, I could do this project. So it's kind of a fun. I think they'd make cute gifts. They'd be so cute in baby's room. Like if you did some cute colors or if you did rainbow, too many options. All right, so I'm going to show you what this looks like hanging up, but real quick, I'm going to show you the drawing that I've been working on. And if you guys want to see me draw or see, I don't know, some tutorials, do I claim to be an expert at drawing? Absolutely not. I'm still learning. I've only been drawing for about a year, but I do really enjoy it. So if that was something you guys would want to see me do some videos on, I can surely try. It's not going to be like the most amazing process, but y'all can see how I do my drawings. So this is one that I just did recently. I love it, love it, love it. Let's see if I have, oh, this is one of my faves. Gosh, I love this one. Oh, sorry. That's another one of my favorites. Let's see what else I got back here. I draw lips a lot. Let me see. Where's that one? Oh, it might not be in this one. No, it's in my other sketchbook. This is a pretty good one. Anyway, so if you guys would be interested in seeing me draw in some lives or do some tutorials, let me know. And let's go hang this up and see what it looks like. Of course, the fringe isn't completely done, but we'll call it done. All right. Oh, I definitely could have made the string shorter, but I could still do that. Want to get the rest of the fringe done. It'd be so cute. It's on my wall with some of my other goodies. Oh, and some drawings and some random stuff that I've created. All right, guys. I hope you're having a good Saturday. And I hope you will let me know what you think. What you want to see. All that good stuff. All right, guys. I will speak to you soon. Bye.